Hey guys, this is TheEnder, and I am bringing you set 3 from the Superfight number 4, and this is the match between BJ Hongseun and Zeus. So spawning in the lower right position, call it 5 o'clock position, we have Zeus, our yellow Protoss. And spawning in the 1 o'clock position, our red Terran is going to be BJ Hongseun. So last game we saw a bit of a rushy strategy from Miss BJ here. That came out dirty. Anyways, but yeah, it didn't go very well. It was scouted possibly a little bit earlier than she would have liked. But I really liked the decision to go for that build on that particular map. And the main reason is that map, the main base, I've never seen a map like that with a main base that small. But I mean, there's literally no micro room, which gives a huge advantage to the Marines, because usually the goons just kite back, and you just micro them all day against the Marines. But there's no room to run. But yeah, it just didn't work. There was a early Zealot out, which did a great job holding the ramp, and the goon number got too high for the Marines to take care of. The focus fire wasn't that great, and so everything died. But alright, it looks like we're going for a standard game. Depot positioned next to the command center to help give those SCVs that little bit of a push. In case you have no idea what I'm saying, all units in StarCraft spawn around a production facility, starting at roughly the 7 o'clock position and going counterclockwise. So if you construct a building near the 7 o'clock position on a production building, units, like I said, will spawn counterclockwise around it. So you put a supply depot there, and your SCVs will come out closer to the minerals. So it's a very, very small marginal trick that the pros use to get that extra few seconds of mining. Because after all, they practice very much and know that every little bit counts in these games. But, alright. Pretty standard build orders. We got the core, no expansion for the Protoss. We have a 1 barracks expand for our Terran. And the map appears to be Fighting Spirit. So, yeah. I'm sure both these players have played plenty on this map, and we could just see a nice long game. So while we got the downtime, so I heard there's some drama in the Brood War scene, in case you guys are interested. So I guess we've been hearing things about the second coming of Brood War, the rebirth and revitalization of the whole everything. I mean, the tournaments are coming with better sponsors and higher prize pools, getting some of the pro gamers to come back. But here's a crazy one. You ready for the drama? So apparently, the two major sponsors of Brood War these days, one being Sonic and the Sonic Star Leagues, and the Sonic Sbenu Superfights. So Sonic is the the owner of those, but apparently there's some other company that's like trying to muscle in on Sonic's turf, and so he's this other company is actually sponsoring some of the pro gamers, the ex-pro gamers, whatever. And they're holding their own tournament. And there's something along the lines of they've been purposely conflicting their schedule so that the players have to choose between one tournament versus the other. And it's actually causing a significant amount of tension and problems, because you want the gamers to say that they can play in your tournament, and they're like, well, we don't know. We've got this other tournament that we have to play in, but we haven't been told when it is, and it's like I said, it's a bit of drama. But let's hope that it gets resolved and that it doesn't actually pull away from the gameplay. So as you can see, these Dragoons trying to get into the third. That one SCV just completely bugging them out for a few seconds until until Zeus realized what was happening. Of course, if there is ever a list created of the stupidest units in Brood War, AI and pathing-wise, Dragoons are right up there. They're the ones that'll start walking and actually just like trip and fall, and if they could actually do damage to themselves just from like tripping and falling, I am 100% sure Dragoons would. Alright, this is a weird build from BJ here. Fast starport with control tower. What is this, a vulture drop? This might be a vulture drop. You don't see that very often. I kind of want to say that's more of like an anti-Zerg build. But this tank needs to get a little bit closer to the front line. I think even when it sieges, it's not going to be in range. Alright, there, now we're good. But alright, 4 Dragoons won't be able to siege or take down the siege tank all the way back there. I've been told in the past that it is exactly 8 Dragoon shots when they're unupgraded to take down a siege tank. And they'd have to run significantly closer to the bunker to get the siege tank, and that would just hurt a lot. But, so yeah, they go home. Not much more than shield damage. Don't think they've seen the starport. However, there is a really nice scouting pylon at the 3 o'clock position, which could definitely just wreck the day of... Whoop! It's not just a vulture drop, it's 2 vultures and a tank. What the hell? I mean, 2 vultures and a tank is really what you would like send if there was like a high ground position that you wanted to hold. Pylon probably scouts that. Probably, not sure. Alright, Pylon scout it, goons in the way. This thing needs to go home or it's gonna get slaughtered. Alright. Alright, it goes home. Yeah, so maps like Outsider, I haven't seen a game on in a really long time, but yeah, there was this really super annoying high ground position outside the natural where you could actually like drop tanks and vultures, and they could be on the high ground, and you could literally still siege, your opponent's natural. It was hilarious and awesome. I mean, I liked everything about that map. The whole part where, there was, I don't want to say an infinite number of protected bases, but it was like there was so much bonus given to air dominance in that game that you could see just crazy build orders from both players. It was actually a viable strategy to go for Corsairs against a Terran, just because of the crazy places you could reach from air. Alright, now we've got Goliath out. What? You don't need Goliath? Oh well. So, of course, the only reason for Goliath in this matchup at this current point in time would be to go for either an observer snipe, which is crazy, or for anti-shuttle play, which... run! Yeah. Well, we didn't see any shuttle, we just saw the robo, and it was used for observers. But yeah. Goliaths are more of a, they're more of a countermeasure than anything else. I mean, that's just all it is. Whoop, those goons need to move away. Oh, missed. Whoop, 2 shots. Well, there's a shuttle. Maybe BJ's just like precognitic. She can actually see things before they happen. I've heard that a lot of girls are that way. Sorry, bad joke. What? 2 dropships? What? You don't go for mass dropship versus a Protoss. That's just not how it. That's not how it works. What? Alright, so the dropships are going to unload the Goliaths, and the Goliaths are actually going to kill the shuttle. And it's like, what are you doing? That's completely clear land. You didn't need to drop that. That's those units could walk home if they wanted. They have no high ground vision, they can't fire. What? There's a spider mine behind a tree. Spider mine behind a tree. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Tanks are getting surrounded. Focus fire the goons. Stop firing on the high ground. Focus fire the goons. Oh, well. What? Oh, no. Alright, so this might not be the programmer quality we're used to, but let's say these games are nothing if not creative. What? We've got photon cannons in the mineral lines. Since when do you do that versus Terran this early in the game? Oh well. Alright, so we saw a third CC a long time ago building for our Terran, and it has flown to the 3 o'clock base, and it has been taken. This is the correct position to do it. You are supposed to expand towards your opponent as a Terran. And you say, why? Well, part of the reason is now if you like super defend the 3 o'clock position, you're pretty much cutting off a whole lot of ground that your arbiters would usually be able to use to get into the main. So that's a really nice strategic position to hold if it can be held. And then of course the Protoss will expand to the away from the Terran to the bottom left side, which very nice. It'll delay any push timings, and that's really important, mainly because when you're attacking a player who has a lot of bases, usually you want to attack their newest bases first. And you say that sounds, really weird. Why would you attack they're farther away, their newer bases? Well, the idea is, they will mine out in their main and natural decently soon. And so of course you want to mine out, you want to kill the bases that won't be mining out anytime soon. All right, here we have major engagement. So many zealots, not anywhere near enough vultures. Siege tanks need to be targeted on the goons, or they're just going to splash each other. And they just splash each other, and they die. Oh no. Got wrecked. So we've got a nice wall in here, and no units behind it. SCV being pulled off the line to repair, but once again, no units. Oh wait, no, the dropships are here. They will save everyone by not doing anything. It's a really good mass repair. The depots still haven't gone down. That's pretty nuts. If the depots had gone down, that probably would have been like an instantly lost base. So, good defense by BJ. Although, as we saw in game number 1, the attack did not go very well at all. We are now seeing Templar on the field. Usually, since siege tanks have such long range, we'll see those Templar being loaded up into a shuttle, and they won't be dropped until the battle commences. But yeah, once again, Zeus finds himself in a very good position. Looks like we're going to see some attempted vulture harassment from BJ, but it doesn't look like it's going to go very well. There's actually no probes to kill. Whoop, probe transfer intercepted. 4 or 5. I think 5 probes went down. Pretty nice. 5 probes is literally worth about the same as, whoa! A little over 3 vultures, and that mine hit could have been extra bonus damage on those goons. So those 2 dropships are still around. And, they've been there for every engagement, they just haven't really contributed anything. Yeah, I don't know. That's an odd choice for this map. This is a really good map where you don't really have to drop anything. Oh well. Maybe that's why BJ's losing. She thought it was, outsider. She just, didn't recognize the map. And before you say that's nuts, there actually was a show match, a significant while ago. Whoa, 3 arbiters. I feel like 2 of those are probably hallucinated. What? 5 arbiters? What? That's not possible. That is not 6 arbiters. What the hell? You cannot have 6 arbiters. Yes, they are hallucinated. Ha! I'm not nuts. So one of those is probably real. Probably the one that's breaking away from the other 2 is real. Oh no, not on the production. Uh-oh. Luckily it's not a crazy amount of units, but that's a really bad spot, because now literally every Terran mech unit that comes out is going to get spawn camped. Oh, that's nasty. And that Arbiter is still alive. Whoop! Whoop! 4 random siege tanks in the middle of the map. Finally getting some use out of the dropships. But what, was there a second recall? There's more units now than there was earlier, I think. Alright, they're getting cleaned up, just not very cost effectively at all, since there's literally no siege tanks in this engagement. Looks like the science facility is actually blocking the siege tanks from getting through. And of course, you know, brood war pathing. You'll hear that said so much, but it's because it's so true. I mean, this... Yeah. Whoever did the brood war pathing in, 1995, 1996, they're the same people that actually made the maps for the iPhone, the new iPhone. You know, those ones that said the easiest way to get to, Alaska is going through Russia. Yeah. Those people also did the brood war pathing. True story. But alright, so Zeus is up to 5 bases. Doesn't look like base number 5 is mining, but it probably will be soon. Probably also maxed out. He's got Templar, he's got Arbiters, you know, full tech, really nice. BJ has 3 bases, and has defended pretty decently. But literally every time BJ goes to attack, she's, I don't know, somehow running her fist into... No, I said that wrong, sorry. She's running her face into Zeus's fist. That's what I meant to say. Now this is interesting. Alright, there we go. That's the way you're supposed to do it. So yes, since your siege tanks are the less mobile, slower moving, and more expensive units, you carry your siege tanks in the dropships, and then you have your vultures just run by on the ground. And this 5th base could actually go down if the vultures stay with the siege tanks. Oh, actually really nice mine hits on those zealots. Come on, kill it, yes. Alright, so high ground grants 50% mischance, so the siege tanks will not die. Oh man, they're just slaughtering the army. 1 Dragoon left, Hero Dragoon. Hero Dragoon gets the kill, but oh man. Very nice cost-effective pickup. Oh, but at the same time, there's a recall in the natural. SCV's going down. Both of the armories are going to go down. We see a defensive matrix on a vulture, just because, hell, why not? So, no more Goliaths for you. Wait, there's no anti-air. Alright, we have a single Goliath. Does 1 Goliath beat 1 Arbiter? I mean, just because of the range, it might. But, oh, it got cleaned up. That 1 DT got 3 tank kills. Oh, so sad. That was actually a really good attack. BJ's first very good attack of the game. Didn't quite kill the base, but killed at least a control group of goons and zealots and such. But alright, here we go. Last big engagement, probably. Oh, the mother of all stasises! Is that 5 tanks? 5 tanks and a vessel? Oh no, there's only like 3 tanks that are not, or maybe it was 4 that weren't stasis. But oh no. And the stasises were done correctly. And by correctly, I mean there was 1 stasis, then a 5-second delay, then the other stasises. And you say, what? Why do you do a delay like that? Essentially, the idea is you want to segment off their army, not only their main army from their, but the idea is you want, when they come unstasised, you want to be able to kill them instantly. And if you stasis everything at once, everything comes unstasised at once, and then they'll all of a sudden have a random army in the middle of the map. You instead want them to have, like, these little segments. Alright, little segment becomes unstasised, it gets killed, next little segment becomes unstasised, killed. Which, as you can see, is happening. But, once again, these engagements have just gone terribly for BJ. Both vessels go down. There's still a 3rd vessel, but every little bit of gain that was won from doing so much good harassment at the 5th base has pretty much been lost. There's a 4th base. It will not be held. It will be scouted instantly by a random zealot. And, yeah, this is going to be pretty much over. 10 gateways in the main. We got another 4, maybe 5 at the 5th base. I would venture a guess to say that Zeus is floating pretty high in the resources. Random probe decides he wants to mine from the Terran base. He's a traitor. Actually, he's probably just looking for the proxy pylon so he can warp gate in some units there. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, that is excellent. It means you are a true Brood War fan and have not played StarCraft 2. Alright, we are seeing another little skirmish here at the 4th base for BJ. And it looks like it should go pretty well. I mean, those goons gotta run. Uh-oh, they ran the wrong way. If those tanks get leapfrogged forward just very slowly. Nope, nope. Zeus is gonna double down. He says, you trap my army, I'm gonna send more army. Oh, this still looks like a pretty good position for BJ. Get tanks on the low ground, tanks on the high ground. Tanks really should be focus firing the goons, though, not the zealots. You don't want your tanks firing on zealots. It's just bad all around. It looks like the battle... Well, looks like BJ will win, but probably lose the command center. Actually, no, there's some hero SCVs that are repairing it. In the middle of the battle, SCVs are repairing it. They're not attacking the goons, just repairing. I think I saw at least one SCV dying to friendly tank fire. Oh no, that's sad. And the tanks have no support units. Oh, you see those mines? Those mines are going to go off. Oh! They lived. The tanks lived. Recall it the 3rd. SCV is being massacred by the Psi Storms. And yeah, so Terran's pretty much got no mining, no army, and fewer bases. Oh wait. Nope, they are mining slightly. But the command center goes down, all the turrets are going to go down. Not pretty. If I had to choose one of the races, I'm not sure which one it would be. I mean, if you're a Zerg, you're completely expendable. I mean, let's be honest, you are. And if you're a Terran, I mean, you've got great attack, but you're just so weak individually. You really need, you really need all the support. And if you're Protoss, I mean, that'd be sort of cool, because then, I mean, the Zealots are pretty awesome. I mean, think about what a single Zealot could do to a Marine. And then you start thinking, wait a minute, a Marine is actually a guy in a 6 or 7 foot tall power suit, and the Zealot is, another good 2 feet taller than him. So those Zealots are pretty manly. Especially if they belong to Reach, then they're manlots. And they don't actually die, they just get teleported away when they should be dying. So I'm just saying, I think it'd be best to be a Zealot. So here we go, defensive recall. And a little bit of Terran army that is left is going to be cleaned up. Not even a scan to reveal the Protoss units. And so, of course, to celebrate, Zeus just runs through a minefield. He likes doing that. That's his... Actually, I did read this on Wikipedia, that one of Zeus's names was actually... Oh, I forget what it was. What was it? Ceremony King? It was something like that. Ceremony King, I think. So probably back in the day, he was a... what do they call it? Cheeky little bastard. Oh no. 4 Arbiters, no Goliaths. I mean, if they wanted, they could just focus down tanks. But no, they're going to focus down SCVs because they are that guy. One Arbiter stasis himself. He's like, yeah, look at this. I'm frozen. Alright, there's the GG. And it looks like Zeus is going to take it 3-0 over BJ Hongxun. He is going to take home the $200 or $300. Of course, he doesn't actually get dollars. He gets, 300,000 won, but it's, worth market value. 100 to 1. No, 1,000 to 1? Whatever. It's worth about 200 US for his win. And he will possibly be in a future super fight, since it is a King of the Hill type format. So, alright, I'm going to end this video here, and I will see you guys next time, or later, or something of the sort. Possibly eventually super fight number 5. This is TheEnder, signing off.